Oh no, Jeffrey was killed by some powerful people, bro.
Yeah, he didn't kill himself.
Oh, he did kill himself, guys. Like, come on, he didn't hang
100%.
himself. What? He was gonna snitch. Like, yo, bro, listen, me and
Yeah.
Trump used to do them. President Trump, I know you're watching this podcast, but I'm speaking the truth.
And you got a sniper on you.
Facts.
You were the clock that was ticking in my home.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how you doing? This is Papi Chulo, MJ, aka Mac Daddy, aka Daddy Mac, aka is your sister single. And ladies and gentlemen, to my left or right, we have.
I think it's your left, but yeah, you have Best and hey, what's up? How you doing?
What's up? Exactly. How you doing? Joey from Friends.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? Hey, water is health, guys.
Yeah, I haven't had a lot of water today.
Yeah, you got to, man.
I'm always the one drinking something during the podcast, but like today.
Oh, dude, I always. And before we go any further, to my brothers, my Muslim brothers, who your Ramadan is about to finish, is it?
Yeah.
And they're going to.
Well, by the time this is out, it's gonna be a while.
It'll be yeah. So for those, it's called Hari Raya, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Eid Mubarak. So happy Eid Mubarak to my brothers. By the time obviously this is out, and
it's gonna be like next year. Okay.
It's gonna be next year, 2021. So you guys, enjoy yourselves, and hopefully,
Yeah, keep it sleazy, MJ, you're frozen.
In the title, yeah, you can see in the title it says P for pedophilia. So, Best, would you like to talk about today's topic?
So, first of all, we're not like trying to teach you the alphabet here, like A for apple, B for ball, P for pedophilia, but it's more like LGBTQP. It's a thing. Google it if you don't believe me. The P in the LGBTQP is for pedophilia. It's not as open as LGBTQ plus, you may have heard, but like they try to like include themselves in the plus. Like, yeah, we're somewhere in there, like, because this LGBTQ thing is gonna get longer and longer and longer as more things come in. So that's why they just put the plus, like, whatever. Like, so yeah, what I'm trying to say is is it pedophile or is it pedophile? It's pedophile,
pedophile,
right?
Yeah, pedophile, but you're into pedophilia. Pedophilia?
Whatever
I think it's a pedophilia, but you're a pedophile.
It's pedophiles, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
pedophile.
So pedophiles, right? Their community, they're trying to like, I don't know, what's the idiom called? Like when you're trying to like get under the same shadow of like someone else, just to like, you get what I mean? Like a Trojan horse thing, So like,
okay.
Yeah. So they're like trying to like include themselves in the LGBTQ plus thing, so that they can get away with it as well. Because gay marriage was like illegal for the longest time. Now it's legal. Yep. Then like transsexual people are getting their rights and all that crap. So what I'm trying to say is, slowly and steadily, there are gonna be more things added to this. Is what I'm trying to say. And people like not just pedophiles either, but even zoophils. Do you know what zoophils are?
I have no idea.
Bestiality, yeah.
Bestiality. You should have
including themselves in this, like, so this is slowly becoming a Trojan horse. On the surface, it seems like people asking for their rights, but deep down inside, there are some sick people. So what I'm trying to say is, today we're talking about the pedophiles who are trying to like make it right, whatever they do, and let's talk about why it's kind of just not, I wouldn't say justifiable, but like why it's kind of not that crazy if you think about it. Because
like, dude, like, like given time, people start to not care about it, because like I always say one thing. The way you control people's mind is media, bro. Hitler had this, man. Like, if you control if you control the narrative, Hitler made people hate white people. Like, white people hated other white people.
Yeah,
exactly. Because he controlled the media, man. Kids were snitching on their parents. So this guy is he's friendly to the Jews and stuff like that, which I was just like, bro, I was baffled, because one thing I understood is like, if you control the narrative, like example for Black African Americans, Black people in America, the war on drugs was put like, look at Black people. Like, dude, sometimes you have to say, like, who gives this access to drugs, man? If you watch Narcos and start you see, like sometimes the government is in cahoots.
Yeah.
Exactly, like mi amiga.
Yeah.
This government are in cahoots with the drug lords, man. You see what I'm saying? And that's just the truth, man. Like
Yeah.
that's one thing, you know, like that's just the truth, man. Like, you know, when it comes to like pedophilia, just
Mhm.
like you said earlier, like homosexuality was frowned upon. When I was a kid, I was like, ew, gay? What?
Yeah.
The gays. As my father would say, the gays, huh? The
Yeah.
gays. So like the way I look at that is like if you slowly
Up until a few decades ago, I've said this before.
mm,
It was like I think like correct me if I'm wrong, but it was I think it's with APA, like the American like Association like of Psychology, whatever it is, American
mm,
Psychology Association, whatever. They considered homosexuality as a mental illness up until just a few decades ago, and now it's like the norm, you know. So all I'm trying to say is like
mm,
things can change, is what I'm trying to say. I mean, our religious values are separate, right? I'm gonna keep them separate. But I'm just trying to say like if over time people can accept things that were never going to be accepted before, then I don't find it surprising that someday zoophilia or like
yeah.
pedophilia is going to be normal, man. It
I
is.
think
Trust me,
the
it
thing
is.
we do is like as long as you're happy,
You know,
you
you
know.
you, you want to know why I say it's going to be normal? You can already see it. You can see the signs, right? Have you never seen those news like headlines? Man marries goose, man marries dog, or
Or
woman marries
a woman,
dog.
woman
Exactly.
marries
So
dolphin. Yeah, yeah, I've
what
seen
I'm
it.
trying to make is it's already sick as it is. Oh, on the surface it's
Mm,
like, oh, it's so cute and shit, right? But
mm,
what do you know what goes on behind closed doors? You don't know what
true.
they're doing with those animals, right? Like I'm just saying that on the surface it doesn't look that harmful, but deep down inside, trust me, there's a lot going on that you don't think about. And that's what
I
I'm
mean, those.
saying.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's gonna happen someday. Is all I'm trying to say. Like it's gonna be the norm as well. Not right now,
yeah.
but like
No,
someday in
no,
the future. Yeah.
no, no. I mean, dude, like there's nothing new under. You know, there's
There's
nothing new
nothing
under
new
the
under the
sun. You
sun,
know.
as you always say. Yep.
Exactly, but so these things that used to happen now, like
Yeah.
that happened now, used to happen back in the days, even biblical times. If you read the
Mm-hmm,
Bible
mm-hmm.
and stuff, you know, I haven't read my Bible in a while, but when I start, hopefully soon, you know,
Mm.
this thing when I used to, nothing's new under the sun.
Yeah.
And when the way I look at it is like the way that homosexuality was made popular was how was it was you start putting it in our series, you know.
Okay.
Look at any series now you watch, it has to be a gay couple,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, I just played. You remember how I was like obsessed with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, right? The game I was playing a couple months ago. There's so many like gay people in that, like gay characters in the game. And Assassin's Creed used to be a game that used to show like history. Like
Mm,
I'm not saying they were 100% authentic or 100% accurate, but
of course.
uh, they were like they tried to get a lot right. Okay, but
Hmm.
they showed female soldiers, which I'm all for. They showed female soldiers, which wasn't really true back in the day in Sparta,
Yeah,
Sparta
yeah,
and
it's not
Athens.
true, but
But
yeah.
still,
Mm,
I let that go because that's fine. I'm
yeah,
not against women or anything. I'm just saying like there were
yeah.
so many gay characters, man, so many, and
Yeah.
like that's just not true. You're just trying to feed it to us. You're trying to force it upon us.
Yeah. No, I mean, but I did read like some people did have like, you know, in the olden days, some people did have female mistresses and male mistresses. Like some guys did like,
True,
you know,
true, but like
yeah.
it wasn't as
Hmm.
public.
It
I want
was,
to say at
yeah,
least,
it wasn't as public. Yeah, it wasn't as public.
But another thing I've noticed recently.
Mm,
Notice how Disney movies have changed. It hasn't been
of
gay couples
course.
yet. It hasn't gay couples yet. But you remember how it was always the knight in shining armor who would save the girl, the damsel in
Mm,
distress, right? The
mm-hmm,
prince and the princess. Notice
mm-hmm.
how in Frozen it was just sisterly love, right?
Yeah,
Then in like there was no need for a guy, sisterly love. That's
yeah.
fine. Then in Maleficent as well, the prince kissed the Sleeping Beauty, but it didn't work. And
Mm-hmm,
it had to be like what was her name, Maleficent or stuff like Angelina Jolie, right? Like she
mm-hmm,
was the one who like loved her granddaughter, like not granddaughter, but like was it granddaughter, goddaughter,
mm-hmm.
like all this time. So I'm trying to say they're setting the stage right now for like gay movies to come like in the future,
I
man.
mean,
Like Disney is
but
gonna
that's
make homosexual movies
yeah. I
for
mean,
sure.
that's how it goes, man.
They're setting
You
the
know,
stage, yeah.
I mean, one thing you do before you do anything dramatic or drastic, you do it in bits and
Yep.
pieces.
You do in a subtle way, man. So like
Exactly, you put
they've
it.
changed the whole dynamics. What I'm trying to say, there's no more prince and princess. Now it could be like sisters or like relatives and stuff. They're trying to make it to where like it's not a love story all the time, but they're gonna bring it back with homosexual love stories.
No, as in I mean, I do agree with you, man. I also feel like I also like that concept. I love Frozen, man. That whole sister love.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could.
I'm all
The
for
way I
it.
looked at it was like, yeah, even brother love can
Yeah.
save that. But the way I also looked at it was like, also this whole night. I felt like also the whole Disney Prince syndrome. The way as a guy you feel like you
Yeah, I'm not
have
saying it was
to.
perfect. I'm not saying it was perfect.
No, I'm not. I'm saying like even when I used to grow up, I thought, oh, you had to be the guy in shit. But dude,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
not the way it
That's
works,
not the way
man.
it is. It's
You know,
unrealistic. It's unrealistic. But
it
all I'm
is.
trying to
It
say
is.
is that used to be the norm,
That
and
used to be the
at
norm. Yeah.
least it looked like, oh, it's a man and a woman. It worked.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're trying to make it to a family thing with like,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched Moana, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say Moana as well was kind of like that, and then like
Yeah. Yeah.
Frozen and Maleficent. What I'm trying to say is
Mm-hmm.
slowly and steadily they're just gonna bring out the whole knight in shining armor stuff, but in fact it's gonna be maybe a princess saving a princess, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Or a prince saving a prince. It's gonna be like that. I mean, if you're already seeing it in Netflix all over, man, like everywhere,
Mm.
everyone's like in every series, man. Then like
Yeah,
you're
there
gonna
is
see it
that's
in like
yeah.
animated movies as well.
I mean, because number one, like I always say, like the Western world is the Western world, man. I
Yeah,
mean, we consume everything from there. Like if we say who's your favorite, some of your favorite musicians, you'd say maybe Justin Bieber or
yeah,
Billie Eilish or whatever. Those are American artists. I mean,
hmm,
Justin's from Canada, but
yeah, yeah.
you
You
get
get what I
yeah,
get what you mean. It's still the Western world.
exactly, because we get like our information from them. Like I always
Yeah.
say, they started the whole thing of making movies, so they're miles ahead of us
Hmm.
because he who controls the resources controls the narrative.
Exactly, man.
Exactly. So
You
if you
control the
control one,
media. Yeah, you can control everyone's
exactly.
mind.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, WhatsApp, American, like most of the
Yeah,
things we have in our phone from American thing. Obviously, they also go through
yeah.
our
Data as
WhatsApp
well.
because we know
Yeah,
this. We know this,
we know
guys. They
you're
go through your
watching. We know
exactly.
you're
We know you're
listening.
watching.
Yeah.
Exactly. They go through our
FBI,
stuff, man.
open
Like
up. You know
all
what I
those
mean?
nudes just exactly all those nudes you're sending. Best believe the internet is unbeatable,
Oh
man. Anything
yeah,
you send on the
100%,
internet will
hundred
never
percent.
be.
You
You
know what it
think you
is,
delete it,
MJ? Like
it's not deleted.
right now, you might think, oh yeah, and like this all like it's just disappearing because of Snapchat, blah blah blah.
Mm, of
Trust me,
course.
someday if you're famous, someday if you're something important, these things are gonna
Hmm.
come back and haunt you, and you're gonna be like,
Kevin Hart.
how did they get these pictures? You know, like
Kevin
there's
Hart.
yeah, exactly,
Kevin
man.
Hart. The same thing. He
Yeah,
said he. I don't understand. Like Kevin Hart said an honest thing. Like I tell people, he was honest. He said, "I wouldn't want my son to be gay." That's what he said. That's what he said. Like that's his thing. He doesn't want his son to be gay.
yeah,
Oh, people are like, "Oh, what do you mean?" So he would laugh. I'm like, bruh, he's just saying
yeah. That's his
he's
personal preference. Don't
that
blame him. That's his
he
family
wouldn't
matter.
exactly he wouldn't want his son to be gay,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah,
And obviously, even
but
Eddie Murphy
people get
said, like,
butthurt. People get
of
so
course,
butthurt.
dude, people are sensitive about
If I
anything now.
if I said I wouldn't want my son to be straight, people would be like, "Oh, that's so brave. That's so like freeing. Like that gives us
That's
liberty. That gives
liberal.
us
He is
joy.
liberal, guys.
Yeah, that gives
This
us
brown
joy.
boy is
It's the
liberal.
cutest moment ever." But
Yeah.
like, if I say I don't want my son to be gay, they're like, "Look at this homophobe," you know? Like, come on,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
And then they say,
Ho-
"Oh, we're not trying to force it down your throat, but you are though."
so, homophobe is what? Like, what's
Someone who's
because
like
I know,
someone who hates on / is afraid of homosexuals.
dude. Like, I'm not afraid. Like,
No,
I'm
that's
not
the thing.
afraid
That's why I
of.
said / It's like either if you hate on them or you're afraid of them, that's when it's called homophobe. Because they say you only hate what you're afraid of. That's why. That's kind of how it comes about. But anyways,
Uh, no, but the whole homophobia thing, like, guys, like, obviously, I'm not gonna. I don't want to be like, oh, you know what
I'm
white
not.
people say, like,
I don't
I
just
know
like.
I have a black friend, that's why I can't be racist. I'm like, bruh,
Yeah.
I honestly don't understand. Like, I'm still learning to understand this whole thing, like pansexuality. Now, pansex is someone who
It's when you
does.
make fuck a frying pan. Yeah.
Wow, Japanese, yeah. So like,
It's like when
uh,
the face and genitals don't matter. It was all about their personality. That's
it's about
pansexuality.
yeah, exactly. So like my word, like that's so many, but that's what I'm saying. Like it's the
And I don't
Western
need to know
culture,
these
man.
things. And I don't know and I don't care.
Dude,
I don't know and I don't care.
exactly. Like I only found this out because I was watching Big Mouth, and then there was this character
Yeah.
who's yeah, exactly.
The what's it? I think it's the ghost of Duke Ellington, Wellington, or something. He's
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Peele from Key and Peele.
Mm-hmm.
You knew that?
No, I didn't know that. I didn't know
Yes,
that.
it's Peele, yeah, from Key and Peele. The
Mm.
way he goes like, Nick, you're back here. Like, the way he let me tell you a story.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
how much have you watched? Like, you watched all of it?
yeah, until season 3, I
Remember
finished
the
it.
episode where like all the gay people came in the attic, all the ghosts that were gay. Like
Yep.
Freddie Mercury
Yep.
was there, Prince was
Yeah.
there.
Yep. Yep.
That's
I
hilarious.
remember everything, man. I remember everything. But that's the thing, man. Like that's how it's done. Even kids watch. Some kids watch Big Mouth, and obviously they'll be,
See, that's the thing. I love that show, but that's because
Mhm.
I'm already aware of everything. You know, like
Yeah.
I've
I'm
learned all
aware.
of
Yeah.
it, and I'm like in my 20s, man. But then
Mm.
when you're gonna show this to kids, then you're like literally shaping their minds, and then you
Mm.
want to defend it in the end, like, oh, like they were free to choose what they wanted. No, you made them feel that way. Like
Mm.
if I was a kid and you made me watch like movies and like shows with like a lot of gay characters, gay influence in them, I
Mm.
might have ended up gay. That's how it works, man. That's just how it
I mean,
works.
it's influence. It's
Yeah,
influence.
it's all influence,
Dude.
man. It's nature and nurture. Nature is one thing that you have in your
Mm-hmm.
genes, but then it's nurture, what
Mm-hmm.
you get from the environment. So it
True.
matters a lot, man.
Your environment does make who end up you mostly become. Like that's why I'm
Yeah,
saying, like some people, generally, some people who will like experiment with this whole bisexuality and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I've
Bi-curious
met some
people, yeah.
I've met people who, if you sit down with them and then they talk to you like, oh,
Yeah.
I felt like I was neglected by my dad, so I got love from my mom, and then my best friend
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah,
also
I know. I've heard it. I've heard that one. Yeah.
exactly, it's influence. But
It
at
was
the
a
end of the day, like
sleepover where they got to touch some boobs, and that's how it all
mm,
changed. Blah blah blah.
yeah, but
But
at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not one to judge, and first
yeah,
of all, I don't know what
I'm
people
just.
go through.
Mhm.
I know,
Yeah.
but I just sit there and like, okay. But the thing is, like, like I've seen people. I saw this black woman who was talking like she used to be a lesbian, and she just said like, bro, I was lost. I was personally lost. Like,
Okay.
it's actually there on YouTube. If you just look up black woman who found religion again, said she broke up with her wife,
Wow. Okay.
and then she got married to a man. I've seen so many
But see,
like that's
no
the
one's gonna talk about that. No one
oh,
wants to talk
dude,
about that.
that's what I always say. Before you do anything, before you go into a topic, you have to understand
Yeah.
what that topic is. Because
Yeah.
I've seen people, like example, you know, I saw this guy who changed his genitalia. He was born a man, but he changed it. I don't know that surgery where you make it a vagina.
I told you not to tell anyone, MJ. But yeah, it's okay.
Well, it's okay, best people find out,
Yeah.
And he was saying like, I regret that decision. I
Yeah.
hated
Yeah.
the
You told
fact.
me. You told me. You told me
Yeah,
on the voice
he
note.
said like, I hated the fact that no one, everyone was encouraging. Yeah, you do it.
Yeah.
You see,
It's,
I tell
it's those
people like,
people like, oh my OMG, yeah, go be free, yas queen, and all that
exactly. You
crap.
see, that's what I'm saying. I always tell
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
lost people will always give you lost advice. Like, think about it. Before you go out asking for advice, you have to look at who's giving you that advice. If that person
Exactly,
is
man.
lost, and you're lost as well,
They're just misleading, misguiding you, man.
no, exactly. And that's the effed up thing about life. You don't
You-
have to go
There's
through those, they don't
there's
have to go through the
yeah,
consequences. If you go back to them and say, but what? You did
yeah,
it. So why
yeah.
blaming me now? And
There's
that's
you know how I hate the Snapchat Discover page because there's some weird crap on there,
yeah.
right?
Mm.
I just do, man.
Mm.
Literally the other day, there was like it's all clickbait. First of all, it's all clickbait. It was like
Mm.
coronavirus cases peaking in India, and there was a pic on that thumbnail. It was a picture of a couple making out.
Mm.
If that's not clickbait, what is? You're talking about the coronavirus and
Of
you're showing a
course.
couple making out. Anyways, that's just one example. What I'm trying to say is like this one time I saw something on there. There was a white dude, British dude.
Mm.
He's a fanatic for like BTS, and like
Okay.
he's obsessed. I think especially with
Mm.
Jimin from BTS.
Oh yeah,
And, like,
Mr. Still Your Girl, old guy. Mm.
yep. And he wanted to like look like Jimin, and he went to cosmetic surgeon without
Mm.
taking any like second opinion from his friends or anything. He just went
Mhm.
there and he said, I want to shave my jawbone so that it can look a little softer like Jimin's is. And the
Mm.
doctor's like, yeah, sure. So the doctor literally like they open him up like here, they shaved his
Mm.
jawbone so that it's kind of rounder and
Mm.
like close it all up, and now he has a rounder like jaw so that he can look like Jimin. And then he went to his friends and they're like, oh my god, what did you do? It looks really good. And like if you're gonna get that praise, now you just know and you know what he was saying while he was sitting there? He's like, yeah, next time I'm gonna get my nose done. And like, like that's just adding to it. It's just adding
Yeah.
to it. And like if you're gonna stay in that circle of
Mhm.
friends, like
Gr-
people who are
group.
lost themselves as well.
Yeah,
Those people who want to
exactly,
call
man.
themselves the the ones who can't fit in or the outsiders and all that. Then that's how
Yeah,
we're
you're
gonna end up, man.
enablers.
Like in the
It's
end,
true,
he's
man.
you know, in the end, he's gonna fuck his own life up. You just know. You
True.
know, this guy's
And that's
not
the
gonna be
thing.
successful. You just know that.
I remember Obama went back home. I think Obama is his heritage is from Kenya.
Kenya, yep, Kenya.
Yeah, so he went back to Kenya and then he was like, I feel like we should talk about gay marriage. Oh, people are not happy. They were like, listen, Obama,
Wow.
we're happy you're home, but don't bring your Western nonsense here. Us, we do things differently here. Like
Exactly,
I
man.
do, I do understand. Like we have to talk back home. We have to talk about the way we treat one another, especially if someone is gay.
Yeah, we
You know,
all have our own issues. Don't try to like give us your issues. You get what I mean? Like just because
I,
your people suffer mentally, trust me, they
mm,
do suffer mentally, but no one wants to
mm,
talk about it. Just because they have these issues and they want to be gay and change their genitalia and all that crap. Don't bring that
it
here. Don't
is.
bring that to Asia or Africa because we don't need it, man. And if
Mm.
you try to
But
bring it here, people are gonna get influenced, and then they're gonna want to,
that's the thing.
fall
I
for it.
mean,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like you are what you eat, you listen to.
Yep,
You know
yep,
this. It's
exactly, man.
nothing new.
See,
So like,
there's a friend of mine. All right, she was tired of being single. Okay, would always cry about being single, and literally like 2 weeks ago, she cut her hair short like a boy, and like now she's gay. Immediately, like that, just like in like a span of a few days. And
yeah.
now she's gonna want to say, but no, I've always felt this way. That one time when I was at a sleepover, I touched my girlfriend's like boobs, and that's what like made me feel like I'm into girls. But no, man, like we've all touched dicks here, right? Just me. I'm kidding. But what I'm trying to say,
Yeah, just you. Oh no, my own. Yes, my own. Yes,
what I'm
yes,
trying to
yes, yes.
say is, just because you had one moment here and there, doesn't mean you're gay, man. Like just chill, like. Just wait.
No,
Stop.
I
It's people just don't want to be lonely. They'll do
no, just
anything, but they just
exact.
don't
No,
want
I,
to.
I agree
And you
with
know what the
you. I
funny part
agree
is?
with
What the
you.
funny part is? She's still single.
Mm,
So like,
yeah.
yeah.
So like, dude, like one thing I can tell you about is like, as a human being, you can smell desperation from miles away.
Mhm.
You can tell the way someone,
Yeah.
like honestly, like you can tell the way someone acts. Like if this person is desperate, you never want to chill around them. Like you even be like this vibe. It's like the way I look at the good boy, the Mr. Nice Guy syndrome. But bruh,
Mhm.
I do this for her, man. Why doesn't she like me? I'm
The
like,
guy who's
bruh, she
always in the
doesn't like
friend zone. Yep.
exactly. I mean, the way I look at it, at first when I was young, I didn't understand. But now the way I look at it is like, dude, if a girl doesn't like you, she doesn't like you. You don't
Yeah.
have to force her. It's just the way it is, man. If you don't like a girl, you don't like a girl. Period.
Samira
You
like
don't.
taught us a good lesson about that as well. The friend
No,
zone,
she
man.
did.
Like,
No,
yeah.
as in, big up Samira. Samira was like, bruh,
Mhm.
you don't have to. I was watching this thing my friend sent. He put on his story. He was talking about
Yeah.
sometimes you have to understand, like, let's say, let's talk about personalities. If best you're a red and then I'm a red, we're gonna sync. We'll be in sync because we're
Mhm.
both of the same color. But
But
if you're a
I'm
red and
blue
I'm a
though,
blue,
and you're
exactly.
yeah.
No, like exactly. But if I'm a red and you're a blue, and then you see there'll be spaces. Like, you guys should watch it. Like it just
Yin
talks about
yang, man. It's yin
relationships.
yang, right?
Exactly. It talks about relationships in a different way. Like you have to, know,
What
like if
MJ is
you
trying to say is a penis goes into a
Mhm.
vagina, but not the other.
Exactly. Sometimes in the butthole as well. But the
Well,
thing,
I mean,
yeah, the way I look at
only
it
on
is
Sundays.
only on no, no, not on Sundays. Those are days of rest.
Okay.
Mondays, exactly. The way I look at it, man, is like especially with your friend. I feel like sometimes you have to heal yourself. It's the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know what we always
You
said,
have
like, don't
to.
be afraid of
You
pain, man. But now people are like,
don't
oh no,
be,
no, I'm
dude.
fine. I even literally like went like,
Mhm.
you sure you're okay? Like, are you sure
Mm.
you're okay? Like, I
Yeah, you
tried
sure,
like, he's like, yeah, I'm fine, happier than ever, all that crap. They just want to lie to themselves.
dude? Like I just don't know. Like my friend and I, who we've been talking for years, had an argument, and just like that, we're not talking at the moment because like I didn't agree with my friend. Like, listen, you're allowed in a friendship not to agree on everything.
Yeah,
Like,
100%. Me
this
and you
this
don't agree
best
on everything. Yeah,
best and I do not agree on a lot of things. We agree on some things, but not a lot of things, and that's okay. That's how you grow. Groupthink will kill you in your relationship.
yeah.
The way I look at it.
Sheep. Don't be sheep.
Exactly. The way I look at it, bro, is like because I feel like we've also created this as a society. This whole thing, like, don't speak your truth. The truth hurts, but don't tell your
Yeah,
friend.
yeah,
You know,
exactly. The bitter truth. Yep.
sometimes you just tell your bro, you're just desperate and you're lonely.
Exactly. That's
But
what I want to say. That's what I want to say to her. Just like, you're desperate and you're
just tell her.
lonely. Stop it.
Just tell her.
Get some help.
Just
you know?
just tell her.
Yeah.
But let's we have to stop this. Sometimes, like that's why I always tell. I feel like the people I respect the most in my life are my mom and my dad. My mom and
Yeah.
dad tell you like it is. Like my G, what noise are you making here, man? You know, you're still living with your parents. You ain't shit. So
Yeah.
sit your ass down. Exactly.
Y-
You know,
In,
the truth.
uh,
I feel like sometimes you have to stop surrounding yourself with people who tell you what you want to hear, and you have to surround yourself with people who tell you what you need to
exactly.
hear. Like,
Exactly.
bruh,
I saw
you're
this thing on
slacking.
I said the story. I said there's a
Mm.
friend of ours if you don't know, but
Yes, sir.
it he like reposted something from like it's an atheist account that he reposted something from, but regardless, the thing was some people don't want some people don't want to hear the truth because they don't want their illusions destroyed,
Of course, dude.
right?
But that's the best part, dude.
Yeah.
Like I always say, the best part of life is when your illusions are destroyed, and then
Yeah,
you're
that's
like,
the best part. That is the
exact.
best part.
Dude, if we've all watched The Matrix, you know, Morpheus told Neo, like, you've got the red pill or the blue pill. You take the blue pill, you go back being like everybody else. You take the red pill, who knows what the f will
Yeah.
happen?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the way life is.
And
I believe, like,
you might just get a shot at changing all of this.
And Neo was the one. He's the one. I like the
Yeah.
way Morpheus always used to say that. He's the
Yeah.
one.
I love how in a
The black,
scary movie they like,
uh,
parodied that as well. He was like,
of course,
trying
they
to watch
have
the
to, but
game. And he was like, the Lakers are gonna win.
he's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Mm,
look, what I'm saying is this world is full of people who are gonna be like who are gonna take the easy way out. Okay?
of course.
Everyone wants to take the easy way out. They want instant gratification. They want the easy way is what I'm trying to say. So
True, true.
if you're lonely, if you're sad, oh, you have you ever tried being gay? Maybe then you won't be sad and lonely. No,
Mm.
wrong. Shut up. Sit your ass down. You know what you should
Dead
be
ass.
saying? You know what you should be saying instead is like, it's okay. Take some time on your own and try to
True.
like love being on your own and try to like
Oh,
be more productive. Do something with your life, and soon enough you'll find someone. And that's how it should be,
facts.
man.
Facts.
Don't like say,
Uh,
oh, if this way isn't working, try this way. If that isn't working, try this way. Try the bi way, the pan way, the tranny way. Like, no, stay on the straight path. Don't go to the roads that are curving,
True,
It's
true.
called straight for a reason. That's what I always say.
True. I mean, like, dude, like Nelson Mandela once said, like, if you're on a person who always changes their values according to the group of people they're with, that's a person you have to watch out for. You
Exactly,
know,
man.
if they're always like a chameleon, when they're with red people, they turn red. When they're with green people, those are people you have to watch out for. Like, you have
Yeah,
to understand, guys, being lonely is a gift.
it
You know,
is.
that's why when you get in a relationship, you have to appreciate it.
Most people get in a
Appreciation.
relationship and they don't even know how to act. We talked about this in one of the
True.
podcasts that we're
It's
gonna have
true.
to scrap, unfortunately. But yeah,
Yeah, no, we have to. The importance of being lonely. Maybe we might,
yeah, we
no,
might talk
importance
about it
of being
someday.
single.
Single,
Yeah,
yeah,
we will talk. I think that one we'll take it. We'll get a guest. But
yeah.
either way, guys, like the way I view relationship. Anyway, the way I view life, you gotta be lonely for some time. Ain't nothing
You
wrong.
do. It's to be able to love being on your own, to love yourself, man. You shouldn't
Exactly,
be afraid of being on your
guys.
own.
Hmm.
Yeah,
True. Like, for me, I've done that route of living life by myself, like trying to hook up. And I can tell you one thing: when you do that life, yeah, you will enjoy it, but
yeah.
it leaves you
But
damaged because
it's an endless
you know
cycle that way. Yeah.
the truth is, when you sex is with the way we look at sex, the way sex is glorified in the Western culture.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it biblically, when you have sex with someone, you're becoming one with that person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when you become one with that person, when you become one, you're taking the good and the bad from them,
Yeah.
and they're
You're
also
taking it
taking the
all.
good.
Yeah.
You're taking the good and the bad. So if that person has a body count of 10 and you've got a body count of 10, so that's like, you exactly
Even
like 20.
biologically, you're taking the
Exact
bad because you might get herpes or something silly.
exactly, man.
Whatever.
Even that's why, and that's the thing.
Not just
You
spiritually.
know,
What I'm trying to say, like even physically, biologically, scientifically, you're taking the bad.
it's true. I mean, I was watching Tyler the Creator, and he was saying, like, I don't understand why we have to get married and stuff. Like, bruh, I love Tyler the Creator. I
Yeah.
like his music. It's
Mhm.
weird. It's just something different. I like his music. But the thing is, that's his opinion on love
Yeah.
and marriage. I always tell people, like, dude, I can tell you right now, today, you'll never get married. 5 years from now, I might think different.
Yeah.
I might be I
You're
might
gonna
be healed from.
You're gonna grow, man. Obviously.
Exactly. I
always
might be
growing.
healed from.
Mhm.
Exactly, bro. I might be healed from
Past experiences.
exactly. The thing about your past experiences, you gotta heal from them, man.
Yeah.
Problem. One person said the problem with human beings sometimes we tend to put the past on a pedestal.
Pussy on the chain wax. Yep.
Exactly. That punani on the chain wax, bro. But we're back to pedophilia. So when we go to that, we were talking about Jeffrey who? Epstein?
So coming back to pedophilia, right?
Mm.
You're gonna think like, oh my god, pedophilia, like, you know, I don't want like a pedophile living in my area because, you know, he's gonna a pedophile living in my area, pedophile, whatever, pedophile
Pedophile.
living in my area because you don't want your kids to, you know, be molested and everything. And I get that, all right. But what I'm trying to say is, we think of it as something like really, really, like something that's like really crazy when in fact you see it all the time, man. Like you see those rich old white dudes getting with 20-year-old, 18-year-old models. And I'm talking about 60-year-old men, 60 or 70 maybe, but they're getting with like really, 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 really young chicks. All right. What I'm trying to make is, the only reason they go for 20, sometimes 18, is because that's the limit. 18 is the limit, right? The legal limit. If it was 16, they'd go 16. If it was 14, they would go 14. If it was younger, you get the point. But just because the rules say there's one number, like 18 is the cutoff number, which I don't even know who gets to decide that. But it's just because 18 is the legal number doesn't mean they stop there. Look at Jeffrey Epstein, right? Yeah, insert. My name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
But like,
My name is Jeff.
thing is, he had this whole island full of like underage girls.
Of course, even younger
Big
than 18,
people,
obviously.
Yeah, big people would come there and, you know, just like come there to come there.
Nice.
Right?
come there.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, like, man, this all goes around all the time. And no, the thing is, it's very, very like normal. Like I said, when it comes like on the surface, it's normal because you see all these old people with like young girls, but you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to think what they're doing behind closed doors.
Oh, bad, bruh.
If in the public eye, an old dude is with an 18-year-old girl, what do you think he's doing behind closed doors?
Of course.
He probably has that girl's younger sister over as well.
True.
That's
That
how it
pussy
is,
on the
man.
chain
Yeah.
wax, bruh.
Pussy on the chain wax.
Exactly. And dude, like, I feel like, you know, we all know Jeffrey was killed by some powerful people, bruh.
Yeah, you know, he didn't kill himself.
Oh, he did kill himself, guys. Like, come
Yeah,
on. He didn't hang
100%.
himself. What? He was going to snitch. Like, yo, bruh, listen, me and
Yeah.
Trump used to do them. President Trump, I know you're watching this podcast, you know, but, you know, I'm speaking the truth.
And you got a sniper on you, man.
Facts. But yeah, that's just the thing, man. Anyone with power is ultimately killed. I mean, Malcolm X was shot by the FBI.
Shakur. Yeah.
Tupac was shot.
John
Biggie
Lennon.
was shot.
Mm-hmm.
John Lennon was shot in the back by apparently a fan. Of course.
Who didn't like how he was turning gay and all that.
Oh, really? Yeah. But that's just the thing, my guy.
Yeah.
the Beatles. Let it be. I actually watched yesterday. Actually, the Beatles actually did make some good music. I have to give it to them. You know.
I think they already know, man.
No. Like because, dude, like for us, you know, like for the black culture, for us, the guy was Michael Jackson, man. The guy was James Brown, Michael Jackson. Exactly. You know, Mr. It's a Man's World, Mr. James Brown, Mr. Prince, Michael Jackson. Those are the guys we as black people, like for me, ultimately it was MJ, because you would watch a lot of MJ with MTV.
Now you know why it's MJ and Best.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No. Of course. No. It's just because my name, guys. Come on.
You
Yeah.
can
So
pronounce
like,
it. Don't try.
Exactly. Yeah. So you know, I'm not giving my government name. So yeah. So that's just
You know,
the thing, man.
they can see it in the previous podcast because like when we're talking and when you like you hovered like the mouse pad, hover on the mouse pad, you can see the name pop up on Skype.
Oh
yeah. So we're both fucked, man. It's okay.
Yeah. Either way, man.
We'll go to
Best,
jail
it was nice
together.
knowing you.
Yeah.
It was nice knowing you. Guess the American government one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But one thing I've realized, man, I don't take these things to heart.
Mhm.
Because one thing I've realized, like, dude, American people have got American problems. They've got the Western identity problems, man. I don't know, problems, man. I feel like sometimes it also comes down to identity, man. Sometimes you have to be careful. That's why I always say, usually groups like cult leaders always go for people who are not aware,
Vulnerable.
like the way they make
Vulnerable
it,
people, gullible people, yeah.
exactly,
Which is half
exactly
of
the way they
US,
make it
man.
sound, bro.
Yeah.
There you go, man. Like, oh yeah, you know, dude, this guy. I remember I was
The whole like
I think it was,
candy in the van thing, man. Like with the pedophiles do, right? That's what it is, man.
Dude, I remember this guy he came up to me. He was like, you know, God had a wife, bruh,
Right.
and Dude, and he sat down and bruh, the way he explained it, you'd actually believe he had one. But I was just like, bruh, with me, you have to convince me. Like it might take you 2 years. One thing about me, I'm very stubborn. If I don't believe it, you have to convince me. Like, okay, this is what
Yeah.
happened. Then I'll be like, okay, now I believe you. So that he sat down like, yo, God had a wife. Here it is in the Bible. Here it is. Yeah, I was like, my word, man. And the way he went, and they go, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're not careful, the way people can manipulate the Bible or
Or
anything
anything. If they can
or
manipulate
anything,
religion, they
bro.
can manipulate anything.
Of
That's the thing.
course, dude. Christmas, Jesus was not born. Oh no, in December. We all know he was born like somewhere, maybe May, June. I
It's made
think
up. It's all made up, man.
it's all made up. I mean, capitalism, man. You
Valentine's
have to
Day is
make.
made up.
Of
Who the hell
course,
even has Valentine, right? And then like
exactly.
it's true. Santa. What the hell is Santa, man? It's literally like jumbled
A
up
white man.
Satan. It's jumbled up letters spelling Satan, and he wears red as well. So like, and he's calling you all
Exactly.
hoes out. How
Halloween and stuff like that. I
Halloween,
mean,
man.
it's
Like
fun.
it's
Yeah,
fun.
it's fun,
It's
but
fun.
it's fun.
Sure, but it's made up. It's all the media. It has nothing to do with true like Christianity, man. Money. Yep.
Dude, even marriage, man. Long time ago, if you liked a girl, you just say, dude, I want to marry you. You went, and that was it. But these days now, a girl's best friend is diamonds, and then they made it up, man. And you have to spend like 3 months of your salary, bro, to get your girl, and again 3 months of your
Exactly,
salary,
man.
bro, to
Exactly.
get a female. Man,
And then there's like throuple culture going on.
Yeah,
But yeah, anyway, coming back to like pedophilia. Look, I want to say this. Why is it?
Yeah.
Why is it okay? Okay. By the way, I remember what I was gonna say earlier. So we were talking about sex being sex being sacred, and how the Bible says, you lose yourself, you get the good and bad, of a person, all that. Do you know? Obviously, that's the word of God, and it's still there. It's still there. But obviously, who in the U.S. everyone's like, oh, Jesus who? God who? Like no one wants to listen, right? No one wants to
But
listen.
in America,
No.
most people believe in aliens more than they
Yeah,
believe
exactly. So what I'm trying to say is they go like religion what? Religion who? One state in the U.S., Virginia, which is funny because I guess that's why it's called Virginia. Virginia is like, I think, one of the only, like, if not the only state that still thinks fornication is illegal. Like, that still dictates that fornication is illegal. So if you have sex before marriage and the cops find out, or like maybe the cops or like the authorities find out, then you have to like pay a fine. So that's the only state that's like literally still on it, like there's still have like laws about sex. That's the only state from what I know. Maybe there are a few, but like from what I know, that's the only one. The point I'm trying to make is it's funny how like what religion said is all out the window, because that was supposed to be there for all of the country, man. Like it should have been there. Those laws should have stayed, but they didn't. So now it's in like one state, sure. But what I'm trying to say is you want to say like fornication, which was, like I said, a crime and like all that, and how you want to say that, oh, like people shouldn't be having like sex with like people like younger than them, like a guy who's 25 shouldn't be having sex with a 14-year-old, because why?
Why?
Because pedophilia, right? But why is it okay? Why is it okay for 14-year-old and a 14-year-old have sex? Why is it okay for 14-year-old and a 15-year-old have sex? Why is it okay if a 16-year-old and a 14-year-old have sex? Because it's okay. Trust me, it's legal. There's a 4-year law, by the way. If you're 17 and you want to have sex with a girl who's 16, 15, 14, 13, it's fine. If you're 18, you want to have sex with a girl who's 17, 16, 15, 14, that's fine. So what I'm trying to say is, like, I love how that's okay. High school is the pit, the cesspool of sex. If anything, American Pie and all these high school movies have taught me, man, high school is like the pit of, like, just sexual hormones everywhere. Sex everywhere, man. And like so many teenage pregnancies and all that. You know it all. You know it all.
Of course.
All I'm trying to say is,
Teen mom.
all I'm trying to say is, it's just funny how you all, like, lose your shit when like a 25-year-old wants to have sex with a 14-year-old consensually. Both of them are agreeing to it, but you're all fine with it if it's like a 14-year-old and a 15-year-old doing it together. The real point is, they're kids. They shouldn't be having sex in the first place. And 18 doesn't get to decide shit. There are people who are so emotionally unintelligent, so immature still, even at 18, that they are not in the right mind,
even at 30
headspace to, like, yeah, exactly. There people older than that. I'm just like giving you an example.
Of
They
course,
shouldn't be doing what they're doing. So what I'm trying to make is, this is where it comes down to parenting, man. Parenting and like grooming and breeding and all that, like
Yeah.
like raising someone to
Y-
become a responsible adult, and
Yeah.
to then tell them that sex education, it shouldn't be, oh, wear a condom like this, go fuck whoever the fuck you want. That shouldn't be it. Sex
Yeah.
education should be
Mm.
stick to one person, okay? Because stick
Mhm.
to the laws of religion, one gina
Mhm.
for life, you know. All I'm
One
trying to say,
China, baby.
try to look for love. Don't try to look for
Of
genitals.
course.
Okay,
Of
I'll
course.
repeat that. Try to look for love. Don't try to look for genitals, because if you look for love, sex, you won't
Mm.
even care about sex, because sex is secondary. What comes first
Yes, of
is
course.
the bond. All right, like you want
Like
to
a
get
penguin.
married in the future, man. Like you want to have a family, and that's how it works. And then people are gonna be
Happy
like,
feet.
"Well, what if I don't want to get married?" And then that's
Then
just
don't get
another
married.
conversation. Yeah,
Yeah, but the way I look at it, what Bess said. Excuse me. Oh, okay. I'm back. I am black. But yeah, what Bess said, like, one thing, there's this guy called Sadhguru. I think Bess
yeah. No,
knows
I
him.
know him. I know him.
Yeah, so he said one thing that gave me a different perspective. It was like, you see, you have to stop trying to raise your kids. When you raise something, you're ultimately raising it so it can be slaughtered. The way you do it with kids, you have to help them grow. You have to tell them, like, this is, you do your part. Like, as an adult, as a parent, you do your part. Listen, I'm not a parent. I can't give you parenting tips and advice and
Mhm.
blah blah blah. I ain't a parent. But one thing that he said is, like, you have to help your kids grow. Don't raise them. Like, wait, raising is just like you give the up to 18, then you chase them in the world. No, help them grow. You tell them, like, one thing my dad used to tell me is, like, my friend, all it is just work ethic. 90% attitude, 10% talent. Once you have that, and
Yeah,
once you figure it
exactly.
out, exactly, you're gonna do it. And that's just the thing. I mean, this world, guys, is crazy. It is crazy. We're gonna do what. One thing I've realized,
We're
you're
gonna
gonna
make
hang around.
mistakes. We're not saying like we're perfect.
Exactly.
We're not saying anyone's perfect. Yeah.
Exactly. One thing I've realized is that you're gonna hang around people who enable you. So, example, if you wanna get closer to God or religion, you're gonna hang around with people. One thing I've been thinking about this whole week is that there's a reason why lions hunt with lions and why
Yeah,
hyenas
and their
hunt with
pride. Yeah,
hyenas.
yeah.
Exactly. There's a reason why people who are successful hang around successful
Birds of
people.
a
There's a
feather
reason.
flock together. That's the
Exactly.
idiom.
And
Yep.
an ego never bear on pigeons. Pigeons.
Hmm.
Facts. But you should watch Spies in Disguise. That thing is hilarious. I love it. Yeah, but that's
Okay.
what I'm saying.
I watched My
Like,
Spy. It was with Batista.
oh
It
yeah.
was it
Oh,
was
I haven't
bad.
watched
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Mhm.
I haven't watched it, but I'll watch it. Yeah, but that's just the thing, guys. You just have to understand, like, bruh, life sucks. It does. But it will suck if you don't know yourself.
Mhm.
Like I have been lost for so long, and I just sat down and I was like, you have to hate the fact that you are where you are. Because one
You
thing.
have to get tired of being tired.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
have to hate it. Not you have to hate it. And number one
Yeah.
is, like, one thing you have to also stop doing is blaming. Like, dude, I'm taking a degree that I do not like. I could easily sit down and blame my parents and my mom, but I just said, you know
Exactly,
what?
man. The blame game
That's
is easy to play, man.
It's easy, man. So I just said, you know what? I'm gonna just make the best of this. While I'm doing that, let me work on other things like the
I think
podcast
yeah, yeah.
and
Like
other
just be
things.
productive. Yeah, I've said this before.
Exactly.
Like sympathy is lethal, man. You don't want to just sit there and ask for pity or like just pity yourself. No, because it's not gonna get you anywhere, man. Like feeling sad about it isn't gonna get you anywhere. You might as well get up and try to do something. And while you're doing something, I'm not saying like be a robot. Obviously, you're gonna feel sad inside, but just work. Like ignore that. Try to ignore that. Focus your energy somewhere else, and soon enough, by the time you know it, it'll be gone, man. Whatever that feeling is
Hmm.
inside will be gone, and you'll be better.
Work on it. Work on it.
Yeah.
Don't ignore it. One thing I've realized is, if someone pisses you off, work on it. Don't brush
Don't
it to
don't
the
try to
side.
get yeah. Don't try to get the
Exact.
easy
Don't
way
brush
out,
it.
man.
Exactly. Think about it. Like, why did
That's
this
how you make
person?
rash decisions where you like change your genitalia and then you regret it.
True.
Like yeah.
True. Some things you can't come
I
back
speak
from,
from
bro.
experience.
True, true, true. Well, his butthole is in by the side of his face. Now, know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But
That's why I'm all
at the end of
scarring
the
with a beard. Yeah.
at the end of the day, you guys have to understand. You guys have to understand. Like, dude, I don't know anything. 5 years from now, I could be a drug addict or whatever. But at the end of
Again,
the
that's
day,
unlikely though.
it's unlikely, because I know, like, bruh, I know, like, dude, my friends talk openly about. I have friends who talk openly about taking, is it drugs, hallucinogens, and stuff like that.
Yeah. Mushroom.
And I listen. Exactly.
Yeah.
I listen to them. Doesn't
Were
mean,
you
oh,
like
I'm
friends
better
with
than
Seth
any.
Rogen or something?
No. I don't sit around them and say I'm better than them. No. That's their experience with life.
Mhm.
That's what led them to who they are now. Everyone
Yeah.
has a story, man. My story is not. I don't put my story on a pedestal and say, oh, my story is better. No. It's when you sit down and actually now say like, where am I mentally, spiritually, physically, and you just be honest with yourself. The honest, the only honest conversation you ever have in this world is one with yourself and one with God. Yourself first, then with God, obviously.
The thing
But
is,
with God first, no?
in Islam, we say like God knows what you're hiding within your chest, right? So
Mm,
whatever you don't even say out to the world, God already knows it. What's within
of
your heart,
course,
whether you
of
feel hate
course.
or love for someone, something.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm,
So the conversation you're having with yourself is kind of the conversation that God already knows
yeah,
about. You know, like
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. A man becomes what he thinks.
yeah.
So if you think you're a loser, guess what? Guess what? Guess you'll be
You
a loser.
become what you fear the most. That's what they say. So
No,
yeah,
the way I look at it, you are your thoughts. If you think no matter what happens to me, I will
Mhm.
persevere. Guess what? You always be like, okay, whatever, because you plant those seeds, man. And that's one thing about life. Maybe your mom and dad and your parents or your relatives planted seeds of
Yeah,
doubt and fear. Because one thing I've come to understand is like, human beings are not made to. We're not created to fear things. You know that, right?
yeah. Obviously.
Fear is a choice. Exactly, fear is a choice.
See, Will Smith said this one thing. It's like
Mm,
if I asked you to jump a distance of 1 foot from here to here, 1 foot, you can do
mm,
it without like even blinking your eyes or whatever. Like you could do it with
mm,
your eyes closed, right?
mm,
With a blink of an eye, you could do it. But if I asked you to just jump 1 foot the same distance above two like buildings, so if there's one building here, there's one building here, and there's a 1 foot distance between them, you would think like 100 times before doing it. And that's
mm.
fear. It's all in your head. The thing is, the
Yeah,
distance is the same. It's just like you're making it seem like something else. You don't need to think
yeah.
about the fall, man.
Fear is a choice. I mean, like that's the thing. Like you fear what
Just like I
people
feel
will
like
think.
happiness is a choice. Happiness is a journey, not a destination.
No, that fear is a choice. But the way I look at it is like,
So even I feel like even happiness though is kind of to a certain extent. At least it's a journey. It's not a destination, is what I want to say. You don't
no,
reach like
you have to be.
a lot of my life I lived like, oh, I'm not happy this year. Maybe next year. Oh, maybe the year after
Okay.
that. Maybe when I find a girl, I'll finally be happy. Maybe when I'm married, I'll
Mm,
finally be happy forever. You're never
mm,
gonna be happy forever. The point is, some days you're gonna be happy, some days you're not gonna be happy. And it's just like
mm.
it's a cycle. That's why I say it's a journey. Like Drake
It
says,
is.
I feel good sometimes. I don't. Hey. you know?
Yeah.
What would you say
I
that in
mean,
like what song is that?
I've forgotten.
I think it's the Kiki one, isn't it? No, it's not the Kiki one.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Oh,
It's been a while since I
it's
listened to.
God's plan, God's plan, God's plan.
Oh,
Whatever.
God's plan. Oh, yeah. It is God's plan. Yeah, like I was saying. Yeah, but that's just the way it is. Like with the happiness thing. Like before anything, you have to choose to be happy. Yeah, I would say it's a choice because if you want to do anything, you just have to say like, bruh. I
Yeah,
feel like the problem we make is we tie happiness to something. So like, let's say you see a pretty
yeah.
girl.
You always
I
tied to
get her.
something. Always
If I
tied to
get
something.
her, then I'll be happy. If I get that job, then I'll be happy.
Look,
If I
if you
start doing
if
that,
I get
then
good
I'll be
grades, if I
happy.
get good grades, I'll be happy. What do I need to
Mm.
do for good grades? I need to study better. So if I don't study better, I won't get good grades, and then I won't be happy.
Mm.
What I'm trying to make is, you even if you don't want to like tie something to your happiness, you end up doing it anyways unintentionally. So the point I'm trying to
Mm.
make is, if you do your best, chances are you're gonna be. It's more likely that you'll be happier, because if I do my
Just
best,
try.
and even if I still don't get the grades like I wanted, at least I tried. But what if I hadn't tried? Then I'd regret it. Then I'd be full of
Mm.
regret and guilt. So at least
Mm.
try, man. It's something I always say. Just try.
True.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, man,
give
people
it your all.
don't let. Yeah, as in, I feel like sometimes just the fear of other people's opinions.
Mhm.
And that's it. And that's one thing. Like one thing someone put into perspective is that your gift is not for you. It's for somebody else. Like when he said that, I was like, what do you mean? I was like, no, your gift is not for you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Your gift is not, yeah, the gift, huh? Gift it,
Yeah.
my dick in a box. Yeah. So like, one thing when he said that, it was like, yo, bro, you have to understand one thing is like, your gift is not for you. You have a gift so you can inspire other people or not. At the end of the day, you can either choose to use your gift or you can just sit and always wonder and say, what if?
Mhm.
So you just try, man. It's just
Yeah.
about trying. You try. I'm not saying it's not gonna be easy.
It's not
Trust
gonna
me,
be
because
easy.
you've been conditioned to think a set, dude. Like the
You're single
podcast
for too
Best and
long.
I.
It's never gonna get easy if you just change your sexuality. Trust me. Like,
True.
if that's just one
Go through
example.
that.
If you keep
Go
on
through that
failing
shit.
during your exam and stuff, like as long as you keep trying, you'll get there someday. Just
Yeah.
because you don't like, I know MJ, I know this person, right? He
Mm.
switched. First he was in engineering, then he went
Mhm.
to medical, then he went to like computers. Like, stop switching it up. I failed. I'll say it like openly, like out there. I'll put it out there. I failed a few
have.
units at Monash. I have, and like I'm
And
gonna
he's
have.
still failing. No, I'm just
No,
playing.
no. But what I'm trying to say is, I repeated them. I retook them, and like I passed.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm like really proud of, especially like, okay, so this one unit, right? Like it was accounting,
Mm.
accounting for like year 2. So
Mm.
I failed it, okay,
Mm.
by just like a few marks. So next year I took it again. So in the first, not the next year, the next semester I took it again. So the first semester, I'm gonna cut this part out by the way, anyways. So in the first semester, the exam was like it was from 10 to 12, all right, 10 to 12
Mhm.
a.m. slot, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. slot. In the first semester, they did it like at 11. They
Mm.
didn't do anything from 10 to 11. They started at 11 and it ended at 12. Okay. So I thought, oh, even next semester is just going to be like that. So it was like from 9 to 11 this time. I sat in my room from 9 to 10 studying. Then I went to the exam room at 10 because I thought it was going to be from 10 to 11. When I went
Mm.
in there, everyone was like getting done with their exams. And I was like,
Mm.
what the fuck just happened? This was a
Mm.
mid-semester exam. And I'm like,
Mm.
like I talked to the teacher and she's like, no, it was you were supposed to be here at 9. I'm like, I took this unit last semester and they did it like an hour after. She's like, just because they did it that way like last
Yeah.
semester doesn't mean
So
they're
that was your fault. Yes. Yes.
no,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
What I'm trying to say is,
No, it was your fault. Yes. Yes.
okay,
Yes.
sure. I like tried arguing
Yeah.
as well. I tried
Yeah.
arguing as well, but then I left the room, but I still passed the unit, and that was
Yeah.
like,
But
Emily, that
yeah.
was
But the more
12%. I
exactly
lost
the more of the
12%, and like for
but
my
the more of
totals.
the story is it was your fault, right? That's what
Okay,
you're trying
no,
to
the
tell us.
moral of the story.
No, no, because no. Listen. It was like that. That's the thing. Like when you prepare for something, it's you have to do your
I jumped to conclusion.
diligence.
I took it for granted. I took it for granted that's going to be the
No,
same way it was last.
exactly. You thought, oh, it's
I get
gonna
that.
be how it was.
The
Yeah,
moral of the story
exactly.
is, even though I lost 12% while I was repeating this unit, this is the time I'm repeating this unit.
Mm.
I lost 12% just like that for free. Like
Mm.
I never got to take the mid-semester exam, but I still passed, and that's why I'm really proud of myself, man. Because like that's where trying got me. That's what I'm
Yeah,
trying to say.
and the more of the story from someone
Okay,
listening
yeah,
will be
sure,
like,
it was my
no,
fault.
no, no, no. The more the more of the
Check your
story from someone.
timetables. Check your
There you go. There you go. I always
Yeah.
check and see. Always, just do preparations. Like, no, dude, I've been where you've been as well.
Yeah.
Like I thought like one class was at this time, on that time. Like, dude, there was once I thought the exam was like, at what? At 10, it was actually at 9.
Yeah.
So when I just woke up, I was like, let me just check. I was like, oh, it's the exam is happening now.
But look, MJ. But
And I
like,
bought it.
if I say that the exam, you know what the funny thing is?
Mm.
In the first semester, they said it was from 10 to 12. In the 10 to 12 hour slot, 10 to 12 hours, which is like 10 to 12 is 2 hours.
Mm.
If you're giving us a 1 hour exam in a 2 hour slot, what are you going to think? Is it in the first half, second half? You don't know. So the funny thing is, in the first semester when I was taking this unit for the first time, I actually went on time. I was like, oh, it's 10. I went there, it was empty, and I was like talking to people around. They're like, oh, it's actually going to be at 11. So I was like, okay, the first hour, like nothing's happening. It's going to be in the second hour.
So people
So I did the
misled
same
you,
thing.
right?
I did the same thing the next semester, and the next semester wasn't like that. It was the other way around.
Yes.
So it's just weird, man. Yeah.
So more of this.
Oh, come on, man. Shut up.
I know, I'm just playing. I'll be that annoyed guy. So what's the moral of the story, bro? Yeah, but no, but that's what I was saying. Like, yeah, chances, man. Like that's one thing. Like you said, no, I'll be happy next year. I'll be happy.
No,
Don't put
no,
it.
you just don't chase it
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
No, you gotta take. It's your life, man. At the end of the day, what are you gonna do about it, man?
You gotta be happy now.
Exactly. Me and Bess can say, but at the end of the day, we just do this, we record, and we go on with our lives. And if you want to be a singer, you want to be an actor, I mean, you can always try, man.
Just work on it.
I always
Just
feel
work on it.
exactly. I always feel like it's
It's not
better
like
you
we've
try.
made it. It's not like we're sitting somewhere up high. We're like, you can make it if you
No.
want to be an actor.
No.
What I'm trying to say is, you don't know. Like, and we know this all is still pretty mediocre right now, but you don't know how we started this thing, the podcast, from one phone, man. Like no one
Yeah.
knows that. Only MJ.
Still have the recordings,
Yeah.
man. Like people. You see, the one thing I've also I started to do is like I would look at Michael Jackson and I'll be like, that guy's a great dancer, he's a great singer, he's a great entertainer. But we didn't see the part where he would train for hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
He would go for vocal lessons for hours, for
Exactly. You
days,
don't see that.
and
You
he
never
would go
see that.
exact. And even he would go for dance practice, working on his moves. We don't see that part. We see the finished product.
Yeah,
We
even
see the
yeah.
the Samsung Note 9. But we don't know how many times they had to do this, had to do
And
that.
all the like the Chinese kids working on the phone, they're making it.
Exact, dude. It's about dude. One thing I've learned is that gain perspective, have a positive
Yeah.
attitude. Today I had connect, and sometimes I can get overwhelmed because of this podcast, and I would be talking too much. And one of my
Yeah.
friends was like, "Yo, MJ, let other people speak." Long time ago, I'd be like, "Nigga, what you try?" I'm like, but at the end of the day, sometimes people will
Yeah.
tell you, like, bro. Sometimes you just have to also give other people an opportunity. Sometimes you have to take criticism as well on the chin. Sometimes you will be annoying.
the chin.
Sometimes exactly, man. Sometimes you'll be annoying. Sometimes you'll be overexcited, and someone will just say
Yeah,
something. Don't take it too hard.
The
Carry hard.
KNP one, this these balls on your chin. You know that one?
No,
You don't know that's good?
which one?
The balls on your chin?
No.
That's on your chin, I think it is.
No,
No, you don't
oh,
know?
no.
Yeah,
No.
I'll like send it to you, man. It's really funny.
No worries. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I guess best any closing statement, any words of encouragement, any quotes you want to share with the people?
Careful for what you wish for, because you just might get it all.
Mm.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and listen to the Weeknd's album. It was amazing.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, and sponsored by the Weeknd. Spell best spell the Weeknd.
T
The Weeknd. No, the actual Weeknd's the artist name. What's the Weeknd? Spell it.
It's WEEKND.
Yeah, there he goes. He knows, man. I thought you were gonna.
I know, man.
Yeah, because
EXO for life, man.
exactly, man. Yeah, but no. For me,
I can't do it. Never mind.
Yeah, no. For me, words of encouragement is like, guys. I feel like COVID-19 was sent to make you revalue your situation. Maybe you're taking a degree.
It's the cleansing, man. Honestly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe you're taking a degree that your parents want you to take.
Maybe
you're doing something you feel like, dude. One thing I know is no amount of money will ever make you happy.
Yeah.
If you do something you hate and you still make millions. I've seen one of my heroes, Robin Williams, funniest person I know, was the funniest person I know, but he still killed himself because he didn't feel fulfilled. One thing I've realized, money will never make you happy. You will make yourself happy.
I know it can make your life more convenient. Easier, but happiness comes from within, man. It doesn't come from your bank account.
And do not put so much unexpected pressure on other people to make you happy. That's unfair to them and yourself.
Exactly.
You can never put someone on a pedestal to make you happy. Happiness starts with you. You gotta do it. Sometimes, yes, I'm also caught in that. Why didn't they call? What? But at the end of the day, I said, I was like, bruh, chill and check yourself. Sometimes you have to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Ice, baby.
You just can't have any regrets, No regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets.
Mm-hmm. Man.
Not me. Not saying.
No, I do not know what you're saying, actually. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
It's been fun.
It's been fun, man.
As always, man. Enjoy your quarantine. Corona is the best thing that ever happened. For real. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you, like, you're going to appreciate this time.
Yeah, once it's all over, you might just look back and
Of course.
Yeah.
Dude, this is all over, I'm going to watch movies every weekend, bro.
As if we didn't already, but sure.
Okay, that's true. I'm not gonna do anything different. But Monday, I'm gonna go out for lunch with my friend. Maybe eat lunch off of her butt cheeks. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, this is Papi Chulo. MJ McDeasy is your sister single.
No, she is. Yeah, it's been best, and it's been fun.
Did you say she's not?
Yeah,
all right. Bye, guys. Take care.
Peace.
It's something about the girl.